How's it going, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Thank you very much for the support you guys showed on my last Battlefield 4 Weapon Review. So this is going to be another one on the ACW-R. I'm just going to start right off, and this is going to be maybe even an angry review. I got very frustrated with the gun several times, and I'll explain to you guys all about that. Anyway, the ACW-R, it's in the carbine class, so it can be used in any kit. And the damage is 30, the accuracy is 40, mobility 60, range 25, and rate of fire 880. It can be fired at semi-auto and full auto, no burst, and it has 30 rounds in the magazine plus 1 in the chamber. Pretty much your typical carbine. Now, I remember Battlefield 3 when I used the ACW-R, and it was probably my favorite engineer gun for a long time. I started to use some different guns as I started kind of experimenting towards the end of the game. But I am really not sure why, but this gun just happened to piss me off every time I used it. I mean, you guys can already see in the gameplay, I'm just dying a lot. I'm dying so many times with this gun, and I don't know why. I am actually going to be figuring out in this video as I'm talking to you guys why I got so frustrated with the gun. So, right off the bat, I'm going to explain to you guys that you are going to definitely need a well-trusted secondary with this gun, just like with the last one with the AK-5C, except you're really going to need it this time. The rate of fire is much faster than the AK-5C. I mean, faster than most of the carbines as far as I can tell. I'm not sure if it's the fastest of all the carbines, but it's a pretty fast shooting carbine with not very many rounds. It only has 30. And my problem with this is, I think in Battlefield 3 it had 850 rounds per minute, and now it has 880, which really is not that big of a difference, you'd think, but it really makes a huge difference. My problem with the gun was that it felt sort of like the FAMAS used to in Battlefield 3 before it got all the patches and just, you know, when they were like, hell, let's just ruin the gun. Except that it just didn't shoot fast enough to really do anything, and it jumps so much. It jumps so much. In Battlefield 3 and 4, as we all know, the first jump is, I mean, the first time you fire a gun on full auto, that's like the first initial jump is really the only jump that's going to happen while you're shooting, and you just got to learn how to kind of tame that down. But with this gun, it got very complicated to try and do that with. I mean, I would be shooting at somebody, and you guys could see several times in this gameplay, and it would just jump like crazy. It felt like every single jump was the first time I was firing the gun. Now, given that this is the beta and that could be a glitch, I'm not necessarily sure that it is. This gun, I was not confident at all going face to face with anyone with. Nobody. Not even like this crappy rank 0 player that's starting out with, I don't know, the PP2000. I did not feel comfortable going against anyone with this gun. I always had to flank, I felt like, in order to just do any sort of damage to a team at all. Given it does have a fast fire rate, so occasionally when you're in extremely close ranges with the guy and you're just hip firing, sure, it can actually be much more useful than most of the guns in the game. But at long ranges, this gun would jump so freaking much, I could not get one bullet on a bad guy, it seemed like, outside of 50 meters. I couldn't do it. The point of the game is to shoot the bad guys, right? And I just could not shoot any bad guys. Not sure why. I mean, every once in a while I'd have a great shot with it, but again, the inconsistency with the carbines that I'm seeing so far in the game is outstanding. It's honestly quite impressive that it's just so awful. I mean, you guys are going to see a kill right here. The only reason why I'm able to kill half of these guys is because they're just hesitating every time I'm trying to shoot them. I mean, and they're not looking at me. I'm flanking them. This gun is a very good gun to maybe try and train with, because it teaches you to flank and use just basically your positioning in order to beat some guy, because it's a really horrible gun. But I felt myself playing with the other guns after this, and I was just such a better player, and I'm really not sure why. Oh, wait a second. I just explained it to you. Because it sucks! It's honestly a horrible gun. Now, a lot of people are probably going to argue with me and say, you know, a lot of people are probably going to argue and say this is the best carbine just because of the fire rate and because the damage is pretty good for how fast it fires. But it jumps so much. It felt... The amount of jumping was almost as bad as the FAMAS was in Battlefield 3 after they patched it. If you guys remember, that gun was so overpowered at 1,000 rounds per minute, and it had 30 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. It was the assault rifle. and it was just insane, and it had quite a bit of recoil, but with the rate of fire and everything, and and I think it had more damage than just 30. It was quite extraordinary of a gun. Then when they decided to patch that gun, I bet they were just sitting down at the DICE meeting like, well, you guys, let's patch the FAMAS here. Let's see if we could lower the fire rate. No, we're not gonna do that. They're like, we could lower the rounds per minute. You know, that's the exact same thing. They were probably like, you know, we could lower the clip. Okay, sure, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's make it 25 rounds in the clip instead of 30. And then they were probably like, okay, we could lower the damage. Sure, let's do that. We could raise the recoil. The recoil was already off the roof. You guys didn't have to raise it any more than you already did. And then they also decided to add the fact that just if you're firing with anything other than a flash suppressor with that gun, you are a freaking insane of a player if you can get 1 kill, because that gun would jump off the screen. I can show you guys footage in Battlefield 3 where I am firing at somebody with the FAMAS, and I'm just firing for only half the clip. If I'm not recoil compensating, I am just, with the heavy barrel or the suppressor or anything, I'm going off the screen. You can't even see the guy anymore if you're only halfway through the clip. And it doesn't have that big of a clip to begin with either, so that's pretty impressive, the fact that it can just run out of ammo like that. That is exactly how the ACW-R felt in this game. Maybe not quite that bad, okay, so I'm going to tame it down a little bit. It's not quite that bad. It's not as bad as the FAMAS. But I would always find myself running out of ammo way too fast and not feeling confident to finish off to the clip on some random guy just because I was afraid he was going to jump all over the place and I wasn't going to be able to land enough bullets on him with the last 10 to kill him. Honestly, that's about it. I think I'm done with this review. So, please leave a like rating down below. It only takes a couple seconds. I lost a subscriber in the past few days. I'm not really sure why, because I've been uploading more. Kind of made me a little bit angry. We went from 20 subscribers to 19. So tell all your friends about me, you guys. It's not that hard. I need some subscribers. Come on. I need some subscribers to make these videos. Anyway, this video did come sooner than expected. Didn't have a whole lot of time to make this video, but my editing system is doing very well. So anyway, remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends about me. This is Dead Below Zero, and I think I'm signing off right about now.